Hello, I'm April Brown, or Month Color, as you know me from class. Today, Christa and I are going to discuss the TED Talk that you guys watched on Elise Roy, titled When We Design for Disability, We All Benefit. I thought that this was a pretty telling story. Elise did a wonderful job talking about how much she feared learning that she was going to go deaf at the age of 10, and then gradually it happened. And then she turned and said that it's the best thing that ever happened to her. Now, as a hearing person, that terrifies me, just as I'm sure she was, but she said that her vision, got better. She could perceive visually a lot more than people who could hear. And she gave some examples. And obviously she's doing it. I mean, she's very successful. But she talks about what is so cool is she wants to be inclusive, right? So when they speak about designing a better world for they don't talk about designing it for disabled people to live in a better world, and as much as to just talk about everybody living in a better world, which is really kind of cool and something that able-bodied people didn't think about or haven't thought about up until this point. And it's something that when you're an able-bodied person, I just don't think of it that much. The first time I remember that anything like this came to mind, right after college, I was actually working at Toys R Us, and Wheelchair Barbie came out. And it was a really popular item, and then all of a sudden, Wheelchair Barbie disappeared. Well, evidently, some people were suing Hasbro because Wheelchair Barbie could not fit in the dream house. Her wheelchair was too big for the design of the dream house and couldn't fit in the elevator and all that. So Hasbro had to quickly just take Wheelchair Barbie away. I didn't quite follow up to see if they adjusted anything, but that just goes to show you just how far we've come to start thinking about what is needed to make everything accessible, especially in the digital age, because we could be in class with people who have disabilities and we'd never know it. And that's awesome, because that's not where our focus should be. Our focus should be on community and communication and getting ideas from each other. And that's why I think people with disabilities really teach me anyway, to look at things from a different perspective, because they have no choice. We do. We can put ourselves in situations where it's a choice. Have you heard of, what is it called? Dark dining, where you actually go to a restaurant in pitch blackness and dine with people. And the reviews that I've read said that it's a really cool sense of community when you're in there, and it's like a social changing experience. I don't know that I could brave it. I mean, I kind of like to see what's going in my mouth, but I mean, it's something that would definitely heighten your sense of taste and smell and hearing once your sight is taken away. So I appreciate people like Elise who get up and tell their story, and they're doing things like she's talking about the design thinking, which is a process for innovation and problem solving for everyone, not just disabled people. So I don't know if any of you have ever had one of those experiences where one of your senses is taken away either on purpose or as a choice, or if it was just temporary. Hopefully you didn't look at the eclipse head on or anything. But I think that her message to change our mindset to design with disability first is really key. She gives a couple of examples about text messaging, how that was supposed to be for the hearing impaired, and now everybody uses it, and it really helps us communicate with the hearing impaired. So the gist of what Elise is trying to say is that she believes that everyone's a creator. She actually says that people who are in design thinking believe that everyone is a creator or a designer. And they actually encourage everyone. They want everybody's perspective. So I think it's time that, we just stop saying only X, Y, and Z should be at the table to discuss these things, and to really open it up to, as she says, let people with disabilities help you look sideways and solve some problems. And that's just a really cool concept.
Hi, this is Christa McHugh, and I am co-facilitating this week with April, who you just heard from. We thought it would be interesting to mix it up a bit and talk about the TED Talk via video. So that's what we're doing right now. So I think April expressed a lot of what I wanted to convey, so I just wanted to build upon some of the things that she said. One of which is April talks about how we design to an XYZ audience. We read in our writer-designer book that we need to identify our audience. We need to identify our stakeholders. And based on what Elise Roy is saying, she's asking us to reframe what our stakeholders are by not only thinking about who you want to design for and who you want to write for, but who you may be leaving out. Not intentionally and not with ill will, but you may be leaving out because of the way you're presenting your design, the way you're presenting your rhetoric. It's kind of reframing what the analysis of a stakeholder is, not only thinking about who you want to convey to, but who you may be leaving out. We sometimes have these ideas of what is normal, but in reality there is no normal. We're all unique individuals with unique things to offer. So if we design, if we create, if we write towards what we think is normal, either consciously or unconsciously, we're denying the world of important expressions and important two-way communication and important dialogue if you're leaving a subset of the audience out. And I mean, as communicators, as designers, as artists, we want to invoke change. We want to inspire. We want to create something and get our message out to all audiences. So the more accessible our ideas are, the more inclusive our ideas are, the more we can invoke the change that we want to see in the world. So I hope you guys, just some things to think about. It got a little deep there, but I hope you guys enjoyed the TED Talk, and I hope you enjoy this week's facilitation. Thank you.